Collation for Aubynn North constituency has been called off due to the alleged vandalism linked to the National Democratic Congress NDC, which resulted in the ransacking of the collation center in the Greater Accra Regional Office of the Electoral Commission. The Electoral Commission was scheduled to resume the collation of parliamentary election results for Aubynn North constituency today, the 17th of January 2025. However, the process was interrupted when more than 40 individuals stormed the venue, demanding that everyone vacate the premises and vandalize the property, including louver blades and doors. Eyewitnesses reported that the incident occurred as media personnel and officials were waiting for the process to begin. The motive behind this attack remains unclear, raising concerns about the security of the collation process and the integrity of the electoral outcome of the constituency. Authorities have not yet issued an official statement on the incidents, and it is unknown whether any arrests have been made. Some NDC supporters who have massed up at the regional office of the Electoral Commission here at Accra, blaming the Electoral Commission for the tension. Take a listen.
We will leave the police to investigate that. You get it? The police should invest. This is what happens. I think EC is ready for this. That is why they are whether I support or not. This is what EC wants. And then this is what they are getting, because work has already started. MPs are working. What happens to Aubynn North? Who is representing us? There are people there. We voted. We all voted, and then we voted for Aubynn. We are paying taxes. So why is EC supporting a particular candidate? Why is EC supporting the NPP candidate? Why? For a reason. We know, we have evidence. You see, the funny thing is, we know a KFS people, and then they have congratulated us. They have congratulated us from 10th December. They know that we've won the election. She's here. She ran to the house, but in fact, the come on say win. It is a win be Uncle Jupiter and a proto since you to about December 7th up to now. You will be akonaba we are telling the EC. It's been long overdue from 7th December. Why? A month and some weeks. Why? It's been long overdue. You see, the tension started from the billboard issue with Awurabena and then the free. Anywhere Awurabena mounts her billboard, that is where this woman will also go and mount her billboard. Meanwhile, she's claiming she's been an MP before. So what happened?
So here's some of the supporters of the NDC blaming the Electoral Commission. Let me go on the line and speak to Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer, who is the Deputy Director of Elections and IT for the NDC. Doc, good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time on 505 tonight.
Good evening. How are you?
Very fine, thank you. Happy New Year. This is the first time speaking to you this year.
Yeah, it is well.
Great. That's not what we're expecting. What really happened?
Well, we also heard the information what happened. The Electoral Commission refused to learn from their mistakes. From their past terrible experiences. They are not learning anything from it. And so, in fact, they should be blamed for all these mishaps going on with this collation and recollation process. The blame should be placed at their doorstep.
Now, I mean, earlier, before this incident happened, many called for, sorry, we've lost Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer on the line. The NDC is blaming them. Others are also calling for a re-election of their constituency election. Remember that even before this chaos happened, that was the call from many that, look, if the EC cannot collate the results properly, then there should be a rerun in that constituency. You can also share your thoughts with us on our WhatsApp number 0500,000 202 or go on Facebook Class 91.3 Facebook /Class 91.3 and then join the conversation. Doc, thank you so much for your time again on the line. So I was asking that many were calling for a rerun even before this chaos happened. Would that solve the situation, or you still stand by the fact that the EC must collate the results properly?
They don't have right to do any collation whatsoever. We are litigating the matter in court. We have filed a stay of execution and an appeal. On top of it, we have also filed statutory at Supreme Court, calling for the question of the decision of the High Court. Yes. So these processes are properly filed, and EC itself, they are aware. Yet they are defying all these processes and going ahead with this illegal thing. What are they expecting Ghanaians to do? For us, the NDC fold our arms and allow them to continue declaring illegal people and sending them to Parliament to represent who? They are the cause of all this mess, and they should be blamed aside.
The supporters went to the original coalition center of the Electoral Commission. Many say that why did the NDC supporters go there? Because if it's illegal for the Electoral Commission to do a recollection, then why do you tell your supporters to go there?
I'm saying that why are you people not blaming the Electoral Commission for engaging in lawless activities? Are they not engaging in lawless activities?
Mm-hmm.
And so they should be blamed. And you people should call the EC out. Why are they becoming lawless institutions? These court processes they are aware of it, and yet they are defying it and doing their own thing. Why are they so eager to declare an NPP woman who is known to have lost the election terribly to get into parliament? Why have they allowed the NPP to bring concocted, cooked figures and onto a scanned document? And yet they are accepting those scanned documents. You remember when they were doing it, their own presiding officers were running away from those scanned documents. So we should allow this process to continue. It's an illegal process, and they must stop that. They should allow all of it to continue the litigation until we find the end of the litigation, and then we can now come and do whatever the court will ask us to do. But they can't continue this kind of lawless activity and expect the NDC to fold our arms, and then they will be declaring illegal people into parliament.
So now all what the Electoral Commission needs to do is to wait for the court's directive.
Of course, that is the procedure. Why are you in the haste?
Look, it's in court though, but what's next for the NDC?
That's what I'm saying. We should all commit ourselves to the legal process. You should let us wait so that the law will take its full course. And we'll know we'll get the finality of this matter. Didn't they do that for Asin North?
Mm-hmm.
Look at how the hell we went through. Finally, what happened? We had to go for another election again. Because we allow ourselves to go through the whole long process of this court processes. To the extent they even injuncted him from going to parliament to serve his people. Why were Ghanaians quiet about it? People are talking of they are not represented, a constituency is not represented in parliament. Should we allow an illegal person to represent a constituency?
Look, thank you so much for your time this evening. That's Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer, who is the Deputy Director of Elections and IT for the NDC. Let me still stay on the line and speak to the Executive Director of Care for Free and Fair Elections, David Kumiado. Mr. Kumi, good evening to you. Grateful for your company tonight on 505.
Good evening, KOD. Thank you for having me.
Right. Back and forth, the Electoral Commission, the NDC has taken the matter to court. The Electoral Commission is still having its recollection and the constituency. The NDC see it to be an illegal thing. What should be the right way to go about this incident?
I think that we in Care Ghana have called for a rerun of some polling stations in the constituency, owing to some information that we are privy to. Now, the Electoral Commission, at the commencement of the collation, stated clearly that it has none of the pink sheets coming from the 281 polling centers in the constituency. So, Electoral Commission relied on pink sheets from the political parties. Unfortunately, both political parties didn't have the full complement of the pink sheets to allow or enable the Electoral Commission to complete the collation process. So with this, you simply have to call for a rerun at those polling centers, if not all the constituency, to ensure that the rightful person who have been selected, voted for, and elected by the people is the one that goes to represent them. What the Electoral Commission is doing is illegal. Even though I condemn what happened at the Collation Center, which is the regional office of the Electoral Commission, it is the Electoral Commission that has made all these things to happen. Now, 9 polling centers Electoral Commission claimed it did a collation for about 6 of them. It is left with 3. The 6 of the polling centers pink sheet that the Electoral Commission provided, the Electoral Commission did not tell the general public. The Electoral Commission did not tell the media, nor the parties, the contestant parties, where it got that pink sheet that it brought in for it to be added to the numbers that it were already. Now, some of the POs, that is the, what do you call them?
The presiding officers?
The POs, presiding officers were called in to authenticate the figures on the face of the pink sheet that the Electoral Commission provided at the last collation. 2 of the POs, which is the presiding officers, said that they are unable to authenticate the figures that are on the pink sheet because, first of all, one person said that on the face of the pink sheet, there is a record for rejected ballots. But at his polling center, he never recorded rejected ballots. So where did the Electoral Commission get that pink sheet? Which the Electoral Commission has refused to share that particular public document with those who contested the elections, with the media and the public. You know, the law says that after every elections at the polling center, you will have to paste the results on a notice board at the polling center. It tells that it requires public participation in everything that we do in our elections, and our elections must be transparent. Why is the Electoral Commission doing this collation shredded in secrecy? It is the reason why people are agitated. And I'm sure that is the reason why the vandalism went on at the regional office, which I condemn. But the Electoral Commission has subjected the commission itself and this election to what is happening. The best solution right now, if not the court process, then there should be a rerun at 62 polling centers where there are no physical documents to help the collation. The law does not prescribe or allow scanned documents on phones to be used to complete a collation process, but the Electoral Commission is doing that, which is illegality.
The issue is in courts. The Electoral Commission knows very well that the issue is in courts and they cannot go ahead with the collation. But that is exactly what is happening. Now they've been compelled to call it off. Should it be the case that they have to wait for the courts to proceed or finalize with the matter, then they can go ahead with whatever they want to do, whether rerun or a recollation?
Well, it depends on what was sent to court. Was there any attempt to halt the Electoral Commission from continuing the process? Was there any injunction to continue, stopping the Electoral Commission to continue the coalition process? I have not seen the court document, so I cannot speak to that. If there is an injunction, then obviously the Electoral Commission must stop what it's doing. Even if there is no injunction, the Electoral Commission does it, the court still can quash it and then call for a rerun or maybe provide the direction as to how it should go. So it depends on what the court is saying or what the NDC is taking from the court. I have not seen those documents, so I can't say the Electoral Commission must wait for the processes to end, or it can go ahead with the work that it is doing.
So now the only way to go is for the Electoral Commission, if it has called it off, to wait for the courts to bring its verdicts. That's right.
That will help, so that at least the vandalism and the chaos we're experiencing, they will all end.
Well, Mr. Kumi, thank you so much for your time this evening. That's David Kumiado, who is Executive Director for Care for Free and Fair Elections in there. Well, Richard Komado is a fraud and security consultant, and he also joins me on the phone. Mr. Komado, good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time on 505.
You're welcome.
We are done with the election. We have a president, but still there is post-election violence. I mean, when you hear this, what comes into mind?
It's a bit worrying. The ineptitudeness of the Electoral Commissioner is a bit worrying. Then the lack of motivation of the police to prosecute crime is overwhelmingly disturbing, coupled with the fact that political actors will never take responsibility in punishing their own. And that is why it's so important that those who conduct elections, considering the critical outcomes of elections and the decisions that follow subsequently. We are just joking with this whole thing, and it's creating a lot more public nuances and public safety challenges for us as a nation. I hope it comes to an end as quickly as possible. My understanding is that this is the 7th attempted re-coalition, and it is the first in many years in this country. I don't think those at the helm of affairs at the Electoral Commission know exactly what they are doing. And if they do, then they need to speed it up and make sure that whatever is proper and whatever is appropriate is done in that regard.
Now, everyone is playing the blame game, but for the security point of view, who is to blame?
It is always Electoral Commission number 1, then police number 2. Unless we are saying the police should dictate to the Electoral Commission what they should do, what they shouldn't do. Or unless we are saying that the police should run the elections and declare the results. Other than that, what the police does is to provide a protective cover for the Electoral Commission officers and the processes and the procedures, which includes the officers from the political parties. If the Electoral Commission keep on flouting the rules and circumventing the processes, then you are creating an element of suspicion which will arouse public anger. And in that regard, they may act in a manner that breaches the public law. And the police comes in to maintain law and order, knowing very well that the Electoral Commission has violated the same processes they set up. So this is a dilemma we face. It's complex, but it's a simple common sense approach. And I don't know why the Electoral Commission is doing that.
The Electoral Commission knows very well that the issue is in courts, and the police is also aware, but the police supervise the illegal re-collation exercise by the Electoral Commission.
That is the point. And that is the point. And that is why people are calling for Dan Parry to go. Because he even opened up the police training school for the Electoral Commission to collate results, which is not his work and which he shouldn't get involved in the first place. So these are the things we do. And everybody is looking onto it to be a major outblast of people killing themselves or a lot of casualties before you see the so-called consciousness and people with reason speaking. I think this election and some of the outcomes we are seeing is very awful, and the people at the helm of affairs should be held accountable. It's as simple as that.
There was chaos today, and that compelled the Electoral Commission to call it off. What should the Electoral Commission do going forward, the police as well, and the political parties involved?
No, the Electoral Commission must follow procedure. The Electoral Commission must make sure they stick to what they are doing. You remember before elections, Electoral Commission came out with 2 rules, additional controls, that the election results will be pasted on the wall or on a stick closer to the police station. Then Electoral Commission said there will be somebody at the constituency coalition center to do data entry. Here we are, we finished an election over 1 month. Electoral Commission said they don't have pink sheets. So where's the pink sheets they place under the wall? And Electoral Commission has pink sheets, political parties have pink sheets that they cannot synchronize, and they cannot benchmark their results because they keep on changing. So where is the result of the data entry officer who entered the data onto the computer? You can see pure fraud, pure suspicion, and unusual activities. And I think somebody needs to be held accountable. And let's stop this whole hypocrisy and misbehavior that makes sure that when you give jobs to people, they are not held accountable and there's no responsibility. It's as useless as any other thing we do in this country. And that is where there's a problem. The Electoral Commission knows exactly what to do. They flouted the rules and changed the goalposts several times. And it's giving ammunition to these boys to misbehave. How then do you call them to order, considering the competitiveness of elections in this country and the issues between NDC and NDC?
Should the police stop supervising the Electoral Commission's what many describe as
I think so because they are creating too much problem for them. Dan Paris is in a bad state because he has been drawn into this web, and if he doesn't take care, this will send him home.
Mr. Kumado, thank you so much for your time this evening. That's